Wives, stay on your throne. I repeat, stay on your throne. Don't allow the mistress to drag you down. So this is going to be a little bit of story time. The My ex's mistress was, I guess she thought she was being strategic in the way that she outed him. And I have no problem with her outing him. I knew at some point the other shoe was going to drop, that I was going to really get to the bottom of what he was really doing because he would never just confess. So I knew that day would come. So getting that letter, all of that stuff starting to spill out, I had no problem with that. And honestly, my position in life, I've always believed that if a man cheats, I'm never going to blame the mistress, right? Unless it was like somebody I knew personally. Thank God I've never had that situation. And so this was a stranger to me. His mistress was somebody I've never known, never met, none of that. So thank God for that. But she felt that she was being strategic for her own reasons. She needed him to be outed to his wife. And as that was like the beginning of me getting the information, what was really going on. But what I gathered in the aftermath is that she had become frustrated. So because he had been giving her at least the impression that certain things were going to happen on a certain timeline, and he was not following through. So that was why she outed him. Right. So this is what I will say from my experience, when the mistress decides to step out of the bushes, out of the shadows, and wants to now make herself known, wants to now have a conversation with the wife, who she's always known was the wife, right? This isn't a situation where he convinced the woman he was single and they were kicking it for a while and then she suddenly finds out, oh, he's married. I didn't know. No, this is a woman who went along with a married man for years, knowing he was married. She was in full agreement with being his side chick. Whenever that woman steps out of the shadows, understand there's an ulterior motive behind it. And it is usually rooted into something low vibrational, manipulative, and deceptive energy. Like I said, my own personal standards is that I would never blame a mistress for anything to do with the man that I made a commitment to. I took vows with. My issue would only be with the person I took vows with. So that means I have no words, no talk, no energy for a mistress. So this mistress, however, my ex's mistress, she decided I'm going to out him. And what ended up happening was her outing him did not have the effect, the fireworks or whatever that she thought it was going to have. So she became, I guess, more agitated. Because again, I believe my impression, based on the evidence I have, he at least gave her the impression that they were going to ride off into the sunset, live happily ever after. And so, because he was not moving in the way and in the timing that she wanted, she began to get more agitated because it didn't have the effect. So she decides, I need to talk to his wife. And my position always remains the same. It's access denied. But she got bold, right? She came to my door. Thank God I was not home. But she did come to my door because she was, based on what I know, based on additional information I got later on, she was trying to agitate the situation because she was upset with the man that I was married to. So it was almost like, well, let me pull her down into our mud now, because I can't get him to march to my step or march to my beat, I should say. And let me try to pull her in it. And this is why I say, wives, stay on your throne. I dare to say 99% of the time, when a mistress jumps out the bushes and decides they want to make themselves known to the wife, it is not rooted in anything positive. The mistress is now disgruntled. The mistress is having a hissy fit because something isn't going their way. And now they want to pull you down into their mess. Stay on your throne. A lot of women find it natural to go after a mistress. Now, I know in certain circumstances where there may be a familiar relationship with that mistress, that's different. But I'm talking about most situations where there is a mistress that you don't even know who they are. Don't engage with that person because you are going to aid that mistress in doing what they are setting out to do, which is shift the power dynamic. That is what a mistress tries to do. When a mistress reaches out to the wife all of a sudden, especially if they've been in a long-term situationship with your spouse, they are trying to shift the power dynamic. They are trying to pull you down to their level. And I'm just saying, my experience tells me that I'm 100% right. Don't fall for it, wives. Stay out of it. That's between the man you're married to and that woman. Let him fight his own battles. Don't let that mistress pull you down to her level and possibly get you caught up into some legal trouble. Don't let it happen. I am so glad that is the position that I took, that I did not fall for it, that despite her many attempts to reach out to me, she got access denied. I am not playing with some woman who willingly agreed to be a side piece and now wants to act like we have a conversation that we need to have. We don't have anything to talk about. You are none of my business. Keep it between y'all like it's always been. Like I said, there may be instances where this is not the rule, but I dare say in most cases, the mistress is trying to shift the power dynamic. She's trying to shake the table. She's trying to agitate things when she steps out of the shadows and wants to talk to the wife. It is not rooted in any positive energy at all. That woman, that mistress, she full well knew what she was doing and she was okay with it. And she's going to have to sit in that. Whatever outcome she gets is what she gets. But my decision was that this mistress of my ex gets none of my energy. And no shade, but she's beneath me. She has no integrity. And I have a lot of proof that this woman has no integrity. So in my opinion, in my situation, I should say, I'm glad I took that position. The mistress is none of my business. I will not get involved in your foolishness. You stay over there and I'm going to stay over here. And I had to tell my ex at that time when she was trying to do all these things to try to get at me, to let her know we don't have nothing to do with each other. He had moved out of the house. We don't have nothing to talk about. We have no business together. I only had business with the man that I was married to. That's it. That's all. I'm not about to, listen, I don't get it. I don't believe in fighting over a man. It's just not that serious. No self-respecting man would have his wife fighting for him anyway. So wives, stay on your throne. Do not allow the low vibration to bring you down. Stay in your proper position and let it sort out the way it needs to be sorted out. Like, this is something I had to deal with in this process of unraveling a very dishonest relationship with my ex. And it's just another hurdle on my journey of becoming a healed wife.